Hello, my name is Brian Dilley and I live on Kauai. Have two children in the HTA program, and my son Isaac is a freshman taking geometry in Mr. Wu's class. And Mr. Wu asked me if I would take just a few minutes and share a blog about what I think helps to make a successful learning coach. The truth of the matter is, the best thing to make a learning coach look good is good students. And I think my wife and I are really blessed to have two bright kids in the HTA program. But there are some things that we try and do every day to put them in the best position for success that day in school. And one of the big things that we emphasize is sleep. The nice thing about the HTA program is we don't have to start very early as far as getting up, because it only takes a half hour to have breakfast eaten, teeth brushed, and be in front of the computer to get classes going. So our general routine is to have things start to wind down at 9 o'clock at night. By 10, we ask them to get their teeth brushed, and by 10:30, lights should be out. So not having to wake up till 8:30 the next morning gives about 10 hours of quality sleep every night. And I'm convinced that makes a huge difference with their ability to learn the next day. And I think it also helps to keep them healthy. Our kids haven't had any sick days. Now we homeschool, so that should be easy. But even when we went to regular school, my son's a freshman, my daughter's in 8th grade. Between the two of them, I think they've had 2 days total that they haven't done schoolwork or gone to school. So we've been blessed like that, and we think sleep is a big part. Another factor, I'm sure, is eating well, and we emphasize that. As a family, we tend to eat pretty well, but we want to make sure the kids get good nutrition in the morning for breakfast so they're properly fueled to learn the rest of the day. And then the last thing is exercise. We really encourage our kids to get out and get some exercise. Our daughter is involved with gymnastics, and she does that several days a week. And my son loves to surf, bodyboard, do anything in the water. So he and I do that 5 or 6 days a week. And I really think those three things, the sleep, the eating well, and the exercise, are critical habits for us to do every day that just are part of making them have a good day learning. But I'll say the other thing in terms of what I think a successful learning coach has to do is to have high expectations. This may sound cliche, but we expect our kids to get straight A's. And they're good students, so it might be easier for them than it is for others. But with the HTA program, there's no reason that they shouldn't master every subject every day before they take the assessment. And that's not always the case, but our kids know that if they don't get at least an 80%, they're going to take it again. And if they don't get a 90%, they'll have to explain to me what went wrong. And in a class like a math subject, for example, Isaac's geometry, if he doesn't get 100 on every assessment, I'll try and figure out why. We'll get to the bottom of it if he didn't figure it out on his own. And odds are if he didn't get 100, he'll take math again. I regularly emphasize 100% in math because I feel like if they miss something, it might be they missed a concept that will be important later. So that's how high our expectations are. And our kids understand that, and they've learned to live with it. And I think as a result, they do very well in a class like mathematics. The last thing I'll say is my role as a learning coach really is to motivate the kids to do well. And our kids have that inherently, they want to do well. But a lot of days they'll procrastinate, they'll screw around on the internet when they're supposed to be doing their work. And I won't hesitate at all to go straight to blackmail. If I feel like they're not being focused, I'll threaten to take away their fun computer time later in the day. Or I'll add extra chores that they may have to do. I'll even go so far as to take away time with friends or time at church, things that I really try to encourage them to do, because I know they really love those things and they'll work hard to avoid having those consequences. So that's the last thing. I hope you found this informative, and I wish you the best of luck with your children. Aloha.